Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever had a dream where someone who has passed away speaks to you? Maybe it was a loved one, a friend, or even someone you barely knew in life. At first, it might feel eerie, confusing, or even comforting. But what if I told you that these dreams are not random? What if they carry a message, something deeper than just memory? When the dead speak to us in dreams, it's often a sign that something in our lives needs attention, that we are being guided, or that there's unfinished business. Dreams are not just stories our minds create. They are windows into our subconscious, our emotions, and sometimes even the spiritual realm. Think about it. When someone we love dies, we don't just lose them physically. Their presence, their impact, and their energy remain with us. And sometimes they find a way to reach out. It might be through a simple conversation in a dream, a warning, or even just a reassuring presence. But why does this happen? There are three key reasons. First, it's about closure. Sometimes there are things left unsaid, emotions left unresolved. Your mind, or maybe even their spirit, brings them back to you in a dream, offering a chance to say what couldn't be said in life. Second, it's about your emotions. Grief doesn't follow a timeline. It lingers, hiding in the corners of your heart. A dream of the dead can be a reflection of your own inner struggles, urging you to let go, heal, or make peace with the past. And third, it might be something more. Some believe that these dreams are real connections, messages from beyond, warnings, or reassurances. Across cultures and traditions, people have shared stories of the dead appearing in dreams to give guidance, to warn of danger, or simply to say, "I'm still with you." So the next time you have a dream like this, don't just brush it off. Pay attention. Ask yourself, what is this dream trying to tell me? Is there something I need to resolve? Is there a message I need to hear? Because sometimes when the dead speak, it's not just a memory, it's a sign. When a dead person appears in your dreams and speaks to you, it can be an unsettling yet profound experience. Many people report these dreams feeling incredibly real, almost as if the deceased has momentarily crossed back into the world of the living. This phenomenon is often linked to the idea of unfinished business or guidance, where the deceased may have something left to communicate, or where the dreamer is subconsciously searching for closure. One of the most common reasons why a deceased person appears in a dream is that there were unresolved matters between them and the dreamer. Death often comes suddenly, leaving behind conversations that were never had, apologies that were never given, and emotions that were never fully expressed. The mind, in an attempt to make sense of this loss, creates scenarios in which those final words or actions can take place. For example, someone who lost a loved one unexpectedly may dream of them explaining why they left so soon, or offering comfort about their passing. These dreams can serve as a means of closure, allowing the dreamer to process emotions that may have been buried in waking life. Sometimes the appearance of a deceased person in a dream is not just about personal closure, but about guidance. Many cultures and spiritual beliefs hold that the dead continue to watch over the living, offering wisdom in times of need. If you dream of a lost loved one during a difficult period in your life, it might be a manifestation of your subconscious seeking their guidance. The mind, knowing the kind of advice or reassurance that person would have given, constructs a dream where they appear and share wisdom, offering solutions or comfort that you need. It may feel like they are speaking directly to you, as if their presence is real, because the emotional weight of their loss still lingers in your mind and heart. Another important aspect of these dreams is that they can reveal emotions that the dreamer has suppressed. Sometimes people do not fully process their grief when a loved one dies, choosing instead to push their emotions aside and focus on daily life. Over time, however, unresolved grief can manifest in dreams. If a person continues to dream of the same deceased individual repeatedly, it could be a sign that there is something deep inside that needs to be addressed. Maybe there was guilt associated with the death, Perhaps the dreamer feels they could have done more, been more present, or acted differently while the person was alive. These emotions, even if not consciously acknowledged, can find their way into dreams, creating scenarios where the deceased offers forgiveness, understanding, or simply their presence as a way to help the dreamer let go. There are also instances where people dream of the dead warning them about something. This can be interpreted in different ways. From a psychological perspective, the dreamer may be picking up on subtle signs in their waking life that indicate danger or a need for change, but their conscious mind has not yet recognized it. The subconscious, however, processes these signals and translates them into a dream, where the deceased appears to deliver the warning. On a spiritual level, many believe that these dreams are a form of communication from the beyond, where loved ones are trying to protect or guide those they left behind. Whether it is intuition manifesting in dream form or something beyond human understanding, the impact of such dreams can be profound. The setting and tone of these dreams also play a crucial role in their interpretation. If the dream is peaceful and the deceased person appears happy or content, it could be a sign that they are at peace and want to reassure the dreamer. These dreams often leave people with a sense of comfort, as if they have been given permission to move forward without guilt or sadness. On the other hand, if the deceased appears distressed, angry, or in turmoil, it might suggest that the dreamer has unresolved guilt, regrets, or internal conflicts about the relationship they shared. Some people believe that in certain cases the dead appear in dreams to remind the living of promises unfulfilled or duties neglected, urging them to take action. There are also cultural and religious interpretations of these dreams that influence how people perceive them. In some traditions, dreaming of the dead is seen as a sign that they require prayers, rituals, or acts of remembrance. Some believe that the dead communicate through dreams because it is the only way they can reach the living, especially if they have messages about family, unfinished affairs, or spiritual matters. In other traditions, these dreams are viewed as omens, either good or bad, depending on the nature of the encounter. Regardless of the belief system, the universal theme is that the dead appearing in dreams is significant and should not be ignored. It is also important to note that dreams involving the dead are not always about the person who has passed away. Sometimes they symbolize something else entirely. For example, if you dream of a deceased parent, it could represent a part of yourself that is missing their guidance, structure, or wisdom. If the deceased friend in your dream offers advice, it might not be them speaking, but rather your subconscious using their image to deliver a message you already know deep down. These dreams often reflect personal struggles, decisions that need to be made, or transitions in life where the mind seeks clarity. The emotional impact of these dreams can be powerful, lingering long after waking. Some people wake up feeling comforted, as if they had a real conversation with the person they lost, while others wake up feeling unsettled, as if the dream carried a hidden meaning they have yet to understand. It is common for people to analyze these dreams, wondering if they were just a creation of the mind or something more. Regardless of personal beliefs, the emotions they evoke are real, and they often push people to reflect on their past, their choices, and their relationships. In some cases, these dreams can lead to significant personal growth. They can push people to forgive themselves or others, to appreciate life more deeply, or to take action on things they have been avoiding. If a deceased loved one appears in a dream, telling you to be careful, to reach out to someone, or to pursue a dream, it might be your own inner wisdom pushing you towards something important. Ultimately, when a dead person speaks to you in a dream, it is never meaningless, whether it is a reflection of your own thoughts and emotions, a message from the subconscious, or something beyond human understanding. These dreams hold weight. They often arise at moments when the dreamer needs them most, times of emotional turmoil, decision-making, or personal transformation. They are reminders of love that never truly dies, of unfinished words that still seek an audience, and of the connections that transcend even death. Dreams are often a reflection of what lies beneath the surface of our conscious mind. revealing emotions, fears, and desires that we may not fully acknowledge while awake. When a deceased person appears in a dream, it is not always a supernatural occurrence or a sign from the beyond. Rather, it can be an expression of deep-seated emotions that have not yet been fully processed. These dreams often manifest as a way for the subconscious to explore unresolved grief, lingering guilt, suppressed memories, or even a longing for connection. Grief is a complex emotion that does not follow a linear path. When someone we love passes away, the mind does not simply forget them. Instead, memories, emotions, and even regrets remain stored within us. The brain continues to process the loss long after the person is gone, and in doing so, it sometimes brings them back in dreams. The way the deceased appears in a dream often mirrors the dreamer's emotional state. If the person appears happy, it could be a sign that the dreamer has come to terms with their passing. If they appear sad, distant, or even silent, it might indicate that the dreamer is still struggling with acceptance or carrying unresolved feelings. Guilt is another powerful emotion that can cause dreams of the dead. Many people experience guilt after losing a loved one, questioning whether they did enough, said enough, or made the right choices while that person was alive. Even if the guilt is irrational, the subconscious mind holds on to these feelings, and they often surface in dreams. A person may dream of the deceased asking for something, expressing disappointment, or simply being present but unreachable, which can symbolize the dreamer's internal struggle with things left unsaid or actions they wish they had taken. In these cases, the dream serves as an emotional mirror reflecting the unresolved guilt that still lingers. Fear also plays a significant role in dreams involving the dead. Sometimes these dreams are not about the deceased at all, but rather about the dreamer's own anxieties. Fear of mortality, change, or the unknown can manifest in the form of a deceased person appearing in a dream. The subconscious mind uses familiar faces to communicate deeper fears that the dreamer may not be consciously aware of. If a person is facing a major life transition, such as a new job, a move, or a significant relationship change, the fear of the unknown might present itself as a conversation with someone who has passed away. The dreamer's emotions are being projected onto the image of the deceased, making it seem as though they are offering advice, reassurance, or even warning. Longing for connection is another common reason why people dream of the dead. Losing someone does not mean losing the bond that was shared with them. The need for comfort, guidance, or closure does not disappear after their passing. If a person had a deep relationship with the deceased, their subconscious might create dreams where they interact with them as if they were still alive. These dreams can feel incredibly real, and the emotions they evoke can be just as strong as those experienced in waking life. The mind, in its desire to feel close to the person again, constructs scenarios where conversations can continue, where the deceased can offer advice, or where the dreamer simply gets to see them one more time. Suppressed emotions often find a way to surface in dreams, especially when they are related to loss. Some people do not fully allow themselves to grieve because they feel pressure to move on, or because they believe they need to be strong for others. Instead of processing their emotions openly, they bury them deep within, only for them to resurface in the dream world. If someone consistently dreams of a deceased loved one, especially in emotionally charged scenarios, it could be an indication that they have not fully dealt with their grief. The subconscious mind brings these emotions to light through dreams, forcing the dreamer to confront what they may have been avoiding. Dreams also act as a means of revisiting memories. The brain does not always differentiate between past and present in the dream state, which is why people often dream of those who have passed away as if they were still alive. These dreams are sometimes nostalgic, bringing back moments of happiness, laughter, and love. Other times they may highlight painful memories, moments of regret, or unresolved issues. The emotional weight of these dreams depends on how the dreamer feels about the person they are dreaming about, and what emotions are still tied to their memory. Stress and emotional turmoil in waking life can also trigger dreams of the dead. When someone is experiencing overwhelming emotions, whether from personal struggles, relationships, or external pressures, the mind may call upon the image of a deceased loved one as a source of comfort. The dreamer might find themselves seeking advice from the person, receiving words of encouragement, or simply feeling their presence as a reassuring force. In these cases, the dream is not necessarily about the deceased themselves, but rather about the dreamer's need for emotional support. The mind constructs a scenario where comfort is provided by someone who once played a significant role in their life, reinforcing the idea that they are not alone. Sometimes these dreams take on a more unsettling tone, where the deceased appears in distress, angry, or unresponsive. This can be a reflection of inner conflict, unresolved grief, or even fears about whether the deceased was at peace when they passed. The mind creates these unsettling images as a way to process complex emotions that have not yet been fully understood. If a person carries guilt, regret, or fear related to the deceased, these emotions may manifest in ways that make the dream feel more like a warning or an unresolved issue rather than a peaceful encounter. The way a person feels upon waking from a dream about the dead can also provide insight into its emotional significance. If the dream leaves them feeling comforted, it might indicate that their subconscious has found a way to reconnect with the positive aspects of the relationship they had with the deceased. If it leaves them feeling disturbed, anxious, or sad, it could be a sign that there are still emotions that need to be processed. The intensity of these dreams and the emotions they stir up often serve as clues to what the dreamer is struggling with internally. Dreams have long been considered a bridge between the conscious and subconscious mind, revealing things that are often hidden during waking life. When the dead appear in dreams, they do not always come with messages from the beyond. Rather, they are often a reflection of the dreamer's own emotions, memories, and unresolved thoughts. These dreams provide an opportunity to explore feelings that may not have been fully acknowledged, to seek closure, and to find a deeper understanding of one's own emotional state. The deceased in these dreams act as a representation of the emotions that the dreamer needs to address, making them not just a vision of the past, but a key to unlocking inner emotions in the present. Dreams have long been considered a bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds, with many believing that the dead can use them to communicate with the living. Across cultures and traditions, people have reported experiences where deceased loved ones appear in dreams, not just as memories, but as entities conveying messages, warnings, or reassurances. These encounters often feel different from ordinary dreams. They may be vivid, emotionally powerful, and carry a deep sense of meaning that lingers long after waking. Some believe these dreams are not simply products of the subconscious mind, but are actual spiritual or supernatural messages meant to guide, comfort, or even caution the dreamer. One of the most common spiritual interpretations of dreams involving the dead is that they serve as a form of reassurance. When someone loses a loved one, grief can leave them with questions. Is the person at peace? Are they still with me in some way? These dreams often provide a sense of closure, as the deceased may appear smiling, offering words of comfort, or expressing that they are happy where they are. Many who experience these dreams wake up feeling a profound sense of peace, as if they have received direct confirmation that their loved one has moved on to a better place. Unlike ordinary dreams, these encounters often feel hyper-real, as though the person was truly present, and the emotions they evoke can be deeply healing. Another perspective is that the dead return in dreams to offer guidance. In moments of uncertainty, stress, or major life transitions, people may dream of deceased relatives or friends who provide wisdom, advice, or direction. The message might be clear, such as words of encouragement or specific instructions, or it might be symbolic, requiring deeper interpretation. Some believe that these dreams occur because spirits remain connected to their loved ones and intervene when they sense the need for support. This belief is rooted in various religious and spiritual traditions that suggest the dead can act as guardians, watching over and influencing the lives of those they left behind. There are also dreams where the deceased appear with a warning. In many stories, people dream of a lost loved one who cautions them about a danger, an impending event, or a person they should be wary of. Sometimes the warning is direct, such as a spoken message, while other times it comes in the form of a symbol, an uneasy feeling, or a cryptic vision that only makes sense later. Many who have experienced these types of dreams report that they later encountered a situation that aligned with the warning, making them believe that the dream was more than just a subconscious creation. It was a supernatural sign meant to protect them. Some spiritual traditions hold that when the dead visit in dreams, it is because they have unfinished business or something they need help with. In some cases, this could mean the deceased needs prayers, rituals, or actions taken on their behalf to help them transition fully into the afterlife. This belief is common in many religious practices, where it is thought that spirits who have not fully moved on may appear in dreams to request assistance. These dreams may involve the deceased asking for something specific, appearing in distress, or repeatedly showing up until their request is acknowledged. In some cultures, it is believed that if these dreams are ignored, the spirit may continue to reach out until their need is met. There are also instances where people dream of deceased individuals they never personally knew. These dreams can be unsettling, especially if the person is a distant ancestor, a stranger, or someone from a historical period. Some believe that these dreams indicate that the dreamer has a spiritual connection to a lineage, past life, or collective ancestral energy that is trying to communicate something important. Others interpret them as messages from beyond, meant to deliver wisdom or guidance that extends beyond personal experience. Another fascinating aspect of dreams involving the dead is their consistency across different cultures and belief systems. In many indigenous traditions, for example, ancestors are seen as active participants in the lives of the living, and dreams are considered a primary way they communicate. In Eastern philosophies, dreams of the dead are often viewed as opportunities for spiritual insight, while in Western traditions, they are sometimes associated with divine messages or premonitions. The universality of these experiences suggests that, regardless of cultural background, there is a shared human belief that the dead can reach out through dreams. Science often explains dreams of the dead as a product of the mind processing grief, but those who have experienced particularly vivid encounters often feel that there is something more. Many report that these dreams feel fundamentally different from ordinary dreams. They're more lucid, more structured, and leave a lasting emotional impact. Some even describe sensations of touch, smell, or an overwhelming feeling of presence, as if the person was truly there. This leads some to believe that these dreams exist in a space between waking life and the spiritual realm, where communication between the two worlds is briefly possible. There are also cases where people report receiving specific knowledge or insights from dreams of the dead that they could not have otherwise known. Stories exist of people dreaming about a deceased relative who reveals the location of a lost object, shares details about an event that later comes true, or even offers medical advice that turns out to be accurate. These occurrences challenge the idea that such dreams are purely psychological and open the possibility that they may indeed be supernatural in nature. Not all dreams of the dead are comforting. Some are unsettling or even terrifying. A dream where a deceased person appears angry, lost, or in distress can be interpreted in different ways. From a psychological perspective, it could reflect unresolved guilt, fear, or trauma. However, from a spiritual standpoint, it might indicate that the spirit is restless, trying to convey an urgent message or seeking help from the living. Many cultures have rituals or practices to address these kinds of dreams, such as lighting candles, offering prayers, or performing ceremonies to help the spirit find peace. Dreams of the dead can also occur during moments of deep emotional turmoil or crisis. Some people report that when they are going through the most challenging periods of their lives, they dream of a deceased loved one appearing to comfort them. These dreams often provide reassurance, reminding the dreamer that they are not alone and that they are still connected to those they have lost. In such cases, the dream can serve as a powerful source of healing strength and encouragement. Many believe that the ability to receive messages from the dead through dreams is a gift, and some people seem to have these experiences more frequently than others. Those who are more spiritually attuned, intuitive, or open to the idea of supernatural communication may find themselves having these dreams more often. Some even claim that they can ask for messages from the dead before sleeping and receive responses in their dreams. For those who experience these dreams and wonder what they mean, interpretation often depends on the details of the dream, the emotions it evokes, and the personal beliefs of the dreamer. If the dream feels significant, it may be worth reflecting on its message, writing it down, or even sharing it with others who understand spiritual experiences. Whether viewed as a psychological phenomenon or a true supernatural event, the impact of these dreams is undeniable, leaving those who experience them with lingering emotions, new insights, and sometimes even a renewed sense of purpose.